escape this.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't work today. I took my dad to a doctor's appointment. So to me, it still felt like the weekend. So when you're like, are we recording this week? For some reason, I thought it was tomorrow.
How did you think it was tomorrow when I said, I'll see you at 8? I didn't say I'll see you at 8 tomorrow. I said, I'll see you at 8, meaning 8 o'clock.
Well, I didn't see the I'll see you at 8.
Bullshit. You responded to that message.
Did I?
I want you to go look. I said, I'll see you at 8. You said, word. You responded to when I said, I'll see you at 8. So now you're telling me that you don't actually read it. You just respond.
It says yes. Okay, I'll be there at 8. Not 8 tonight. Why would I say 8? If I meant 8 tomorrow, I would say 8 tomorrow, right? I say I will see you at 8 o'clock. That means 8 o'clock today. If I meant another day, I would have said I'll see you at 8 o'clock tomorrow. I didn't say that. I said I'll see you at 8. You have bad communication skills, Scar.
Ow. I've been a podcaster since 2009. I think I'm pretty good at this. I think I'm pretty good. At the very least, I'm pretty good at communicating.
Yeah, to people that are listening to the podcast that don't respond back.
Yeah, the amount of people that respond to the podcast has gone down dramatically, and I don't understand. I don't even hear from Mike J no more. That sucks. Shout out to Mike J.
Well, when our Discord starts popping, it does start popping for a good. It'll be doing, all of that day, and then it'll quiet down for a few weeks. But it's not like there's an influx of. No, it's always the same people talking about. It's always the same people. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But it's all good. Rolling start. This is Scarcasm. Faces in the building. I'm in the building. XMRaw.com is the website. You can find us on all of the places where you can find podcasts. We're absolutely fucking free, and you should leave a review. And if you do leave a review, you should tell us where you left a review, because there's so many places where you can leave podcast reviews now that you have to add that little piece now. At first it was like, if you leave an Apple review, just tell us, like we could go look at that. But like there's so many places to look at reviews, like like Apple and Stitcher and all these other podcast apps. And was it Good Pods that you can leave? Is it Good Pods where you can leave a review for each episode? I know it's on the show. I know it's on the show notes. I'll have to look at the show notes. Hold up. Well, it's one of those places where Podchaser, you can review individual episodes. You don't even have to review the whole thing. So, like, you can just review whatever episode you listen to. So it's really it's crazy. So like, you had a birthday.
I did.
And here's the thing. Most people, I remember their birthdays because of Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Ron Block. Him and his lady's birthday. Him and Kim's birthday is today. They have the same birthday.
Word.
So shout out to Ron Block. Your birthday was yesterday. And so, I usually realize through Facebook, and I do my little Facebook thing, and I send people the little pictures, like happy birthday pictures or whatever like that. But see here, this year I did something different. I said something to you in the Discord, and I didn't say it on Facebook. And Facebook has this thing where it goes, Chase's birthday was yesterday. You ain't say happy birthday. It's like, damn, dog, I said happy birthday somewhere else. Do I have to be reminded of this shit every time I go to fucking Facebook?
I actually need to check my face, because I'm rarely ever on Facebook, since I don't actually have the app installed, because I felt that I'll just get depressed, like scrolling through the influx of ads and political stuff and all that stuff. So my home for scrolling is now Reddit, and so I just need to go to Facebook to say thank you to people, because I'm pretty sure that there's some birthday witches, and if there's not,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. I think I lost track of mine on my birthday. Like, it was just so many, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna like them. Or, I put the heart on it or something. And like,
Facebook is, I remember in the past couple of years when I did do Facebook, it started better at consolidating them to where like all your birthday stuff is like in its own little feed.
Yeah, there is a birthday feed, but if someone wants to just say something and tag you in it, that's separate from the feed, and it throws the whole thing off.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's some that I didn't see because I was checking the feed, because the feed comes from when they tell you it's your birthday. So like, that's where the feed comes from. And did you just turn that off on purpose, or
No,
am I not seeing?
that was happening on my other podcast. I think my camera might be going out, or at least it's So I just say fuck it. If it went out, then fuck it.
Blue's in the building. He said he don't normally fox with Reddit. I am one of those people. The only time I've ever been to Reddit is if I'm looking up something and there is a link to Reddit where they're talking about the thing that I looked up. Like, I will never. There's never been a chance where I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna go to Reddit real quick.
Well, I don't scroll like the main thing, but the cool thing about Reddit is because the things that you like say you might follow, whatever you like. So just Buffy, Mass Effect, and Banished. You're only going to see Buffy, Mass Effect, and Banished stuff, and then a couple of promoted stuff. So I'm not like bombarded with shit that I don't want to see.
See, I learned from being a part of the gaming community that trying to find like-minded people can lead you down the wrong path. So, if you have something that you're really interested in that much, keep your circle small. Have conversations in one of these messengers or through a group text or something like that. Keep it very, very small, because if you open this up to like a Reddit or something like that, then that's when you have to start dealing with the world, and I don't like dealing with.
But that's the thing, is like my thing to where I'm commenting stuff and talking to people is like in Discord and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's
Reddit is just scrolling. Like I'm not really commenting on things.
I'm not a scroller anymore, except on Facebook. Like, sometimes I lurk because I'm at work and stuff like that, and I might be on the phone and someone's just kind of blah 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 about some shit, and I will lurk while I'm supposedly talking to someone. Okay, I know that no one that I work with actually watches this show, so I'm okay here. But I will lurk and I like scroll through stuff and all that stuff while I'm on the phone, because that's the only time that I really like lurk. Other times I'm like talking to people. It's really so I don't know who bearded. Is it Nia? Nay? Said, I too am disappointed to learn Chase is a dedicated Redditor. I just don't. It's like the people who are really super into NeoGAF. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, that ain't the place I really want to be.
I don't even know. I've heard the name NeoGAF, but I have no idea what it is.
NeoGAF was kind of like a Reddit for like gaming stuff. I think it's gone now, ain't it? Like, I don't think NeoGAF is like a thing anymore.
Oh, okay.
But like NeoGAF was like, and then like when everything just really kind of fell apart for the gaming community, NeoGAF got really hit hard with just a bunch of people trolling and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It said, this is the Howard that isn't a bad Howard. Happy birthday, Chase.
Oh yeah, that's the Howard. I used to play Destiny with hardcore. Back in the day on PlayStation, and he was part of our when we did that Dead by Daylight little stream, and you kept making fun of me. He was the main one in that too. So.
Okay, word up. Welcome to the show. Please come inside, ladies and gentlemen. I love that song. I don't care what I used to love Saliva, dog. Like, what happened to Saliva? They just kind of like.
Well, don't you? Will you hear it every time there's a new Angry Mailman?
Yes, but like, what happened to the band? Because their album.
Well, aren't they? Were they like technically a one-hit wonder?
Are they a one-hit wonder? They can't be a one-hit wonder,
or at least a two-hit wonder. Which nobody. But that's the thing, is everyone. You're like, what happened to that band? Oh, they were a two-hit wonder. So nobody knows who they are anymore because they had 2 hits and they don't even get a special on VH1.
Okay, so here's the thing. So here's the thing. I know of I mean, I know the first album, but like as far as hits go, they have at least three, right?
That's the only one I know.
Because I got on because Your Disease was on like MTV or some shit like that, and I'm like, yo, I like.
Well, I think they had a few on like soundtracks.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The soundtracks may have saved. You know what I mean? And then like, they had some stuff that was on like WWE stuff, but like,
I have to seriously be right back.
So, okay, fine, okay. Anyway, I really like Saliva. I think they had 3 hits. I think Your Disease is a hit. I think the movie ones, Click Click Boom, and Ladies and Gentlemen are hits. That's 3. That's 3 right there. I don't think they need any more than that. Like, they certified. And also, the dude who was the singer for Saliva, right? I think his name is Josie Scott. Josie Scott, the band is from Tennessee. Josie Scott was on a 3-6 Mafia song. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, he actually made it to a 3-6 Mafia song. And, like, was out there spitting with 3-6 Mafia. Like, that is the most crazy thing I've ever heard. That's crazier. I think that's crazier than Korn doing background music for Ice Cube. You know what I mean? Like, California people. But like, I think that's a little bit crazier. Like, because you could see something like Korn do. You could see somebody like Korn doing some background music for Ice Cube. In fact, the Korn remix, Ice Ice Baby, is a hit, bruh. I don't care what nobody say. That is a hit. I know most people wouldn't consider it a hit, but Ice Ice Baby is still a hit to me. Like, I know we down on Vanilla Ice right now, but Ice Ice Baby is still a hit, and the Korn remix to Ice Ice Baby is a hit. And I used to be down with the new metal like that. So like all of this stuff like Korn and Saliva and Limp Bizkit and all this other stuff, y'all know I'm about that life. So yeah. So I mean, I don't know what's going on with Chase. He hasn't said anything, so I don't know exactly what's going on. So I'm just trying to filibuster right now, I guess you would say. Am I filibustering? No, I'm talking about Saliva. So I don't really want to talk about anything without Chase being here that I would want to talk to Chase about. But to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I haven't done anything new this week. I'm still watching the same shit. I still played a bunch of the divisions. I played a lot of Division 2 and like super back into Division 2. That's been cool. Oh yeah, Blue. Shout out to my man Build Maintenance. Build Maintenance said what's up, and he asked about you and the fellas. He was like, hey, do you still talk to Blue? Hey, when was the last time you talked to Blue? I was like, I talk to Blue every day. Your wife started watching The Good Place. Let me tell you about how great The Good Place is. Like, The Good Place, it comes off as like, it's like something corny, but it's like highly philosophical. When it all comes down to it, and like Chidi, like he's really down with the philosophy and all of that kind of stuff, and like Immanuel Kant and like some of the others, but Kant is like his guy. But like when you really come down to it, it's really is really just philosophy. Like, can we as people, can we change? And the show seeks to try to answer that in addition to all of the hijinks and all of that kind of stuff. It's really good. The twist of the first season is epic. The twist of the first season is epic, and it leads you down a path to where it's like you get a lot of like guest stars and stuff like that, and there's just a lot there, and I really, really, really enjoyed that show. I would probably watch it again. I think it's on Netflix, but I have my Netflix list, because I don't use Netflix very often, is so large. Like, I think Raising Dion 2 came out, and I'm like, man, I ain't even finished The Witcher season 2 yet. Like, you know what I mean? I'm still on the first episode of The Witcher season 2. I keep falling asleep every time I try to watch it.
I know this is like it's not a thing where there's something wrong with the show. It's something wrong with me. I think just like TV shows right now, unless I'm at work, TV shows are not really holding my they're not really holding my attention at home. I think that's what's really happening to me right now because like I have so much to do, or I can just lay down, which is ruining my home experience for watching stuff. I get a lot more out of watching things while I'm at work because work is work has its ups and its downs. It has its pits and its valleys. But most of the time it's in the pits and there's not really a whole lot going on, especially since we got a new system. So everything is faster. I say he said my wife started watching The Good Place because she likes Kristen Bell's new Netflix show. Yeah. Yeah, I know after the seasons were over, they put it on Netflix. I don't know if it's gonna stay there, but after the seasons were over, they put it on Netflix. Kristen Bell, I never really watched a whole lot of stuff with her in it. I know a lot of people like her from that other show. Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. Okay, I don't think I typed that right. You typed a Good Place because I don't think I typed her name incorrectly. One moment. Bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah, see, Veronica Mars. That's what I was trying to get to. Like, I know a lot of people who really like Veronica Mars, and I know a different kind of people that really like Gossip Girl, and stuff like that. And like, I've never really got into either one of those, so that wasn't really, it wasn't really anything I ever cared about. So,
all right,
back.
Yeah,
good.
Yep.
How was your poop?
It was poopy.
Word up. Oh yeah, so okay, I've heard of that show, that show with the really long title. My coworker is watching it. Okay, so my coworker, she actually got a log on from her daughter. Now she is not technologically savvy at all, so she just got introduced to the world of Netflix. She doesn't have Wi-Fi at home, so she really only watches Netflix at work. And she's just like, oh, this is amazing. Like, you can just click this and watch this. And it's just like, yeah, we've been here for how many years? And then I'm telling her stuff that I think that she might like. Like, I tell her that she should watch Ozark. And she's just like, I don't know how to do that. I was like, there's a search bar. You just type in Ozark. Or you can just click on the main page because they just released a new season and you can add it to your queue. What's the queue? What's the list? Is the list or the queue or whatever? I get them mixed up because one of them is the list and one of them is the queue on Netflix and Hulu. And she's just like, you can just add this? It's like, yeah. Like, what do you mean? Like, well, I can just add.
Well, what was the show with the really long title again?
It's called The Girl Staring in the Window of the Girl in the House Next Door or something like that.
Oh, okay. Dude, but that's gotta be like fascinating to see, like almost like kind of like watching like a kid get excited for something mundane. You're like, oh my god, jelly beans! You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically. He said, wow, that's just now getting Netflix. It must be like hand washing dishes. Then you get a dishwasher. No, because using a dishwasher is fucking horrible. Dishwashers suck, bro. I mean, they take away some of the actual washing of the dishes.
You still can't put on like stuff that's like caked on. You can't put it. Yeah. You can't put like food in it. You know.
You know what I mean? Like, so like at some point, especially the people who actually do what you're supposed to do and like kind of pre-wash stuff a little bit, like at that point, you might as well just wash the fucking dishes.
Right. I find it like so much easier just to get it done and have to like sit there and wait. Yes, the dishwasher technically gets them cleaner than you would by hand, but I'm more about getting it done quick and and I mean I use hot water and Dawn. You know what I mean? I had it hot, like I needed it hot, like, and my son was like, "This is too hot." I'm like, "Well, you gotta have it hot to wash the dishes."
You use Dawn still?
Yeah, I mean, I use good shit. I don't fucking use no Ajax.
No, okay. Ajax is the absolute worst. Like you make the little, you make the little thing of what the, and then you're like, your suds go away like really fast, and you're just like, damn, what the fuck happened to my sud?
Your palm olive.
I'm a palm olive man. Palm olive with Oxy, dog. That shit cleans everything. Everything. Palm olive with Oxy cleans everything. That has been my go-to for quite some time. Actually, one day it all came from one day. I was in Dollar Tree and I needed some, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna grab this. I'm already here. I'm just gonna grab it. And then I was like, yo, this is amazing. Like, I really like the palm olive with Oxy. The blue joint, right? That blue joint is the shit, though.
I mean, Ajax, that's some like false advertisement, because Ajax sounds like something that's going to fuck your dishes up. You know what I mean? It's like got Jax in the name. You should feel like, I'm about to Mortal Kombat this fucking shit.
See, I only know Ajax from the powder. Like, I don't know Ajax from like the dishwashing liquid. So like, I ain't got no expectations of Ajax the dishwashing liquid. Like, I know the Ajax. You put the Ajax on the bottom of your you put it on the bottom of your tub, and once you do a little rubbing stuff around, and your tub is sparkly fucking clean. Like, that's what I know it for. I don't really know. Like, I'm not really putting that powder on my dishes, so I ain't got no. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no.
I'll be at the store and be like, well, I ain't got the money right now for like the real good stuff or whatnot, or I just don't want to buy it. I'll be looking at the cheaper ones, and I was like, if I turn it up and it looks like it's sloshing around, it's a no-go. That's too much water in this thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's gotta have some. It's gonna be syrupy.
It gotta have a little syrup of slime in it. You know what I mean? Like, we are really sitting here having a discussion about this. He said, Blue said, tell me why the Super Bowl will not be broadcast in 4K. You have all these TV sales for the
sub.
I guess I'm guessing for the Super Bowl. I'm not watching the Super Bowl either way, so don't make no difference to me. Like, you know what I mean?
But I mean, I get what he's saying. Like, I mean, I'm probably not gonna watch it, but if anything was going to be in 4K, the Super Bowl should be in 4K. You know what I mean?
Who does live content in 4K?
Yeah, but it's the fucking Super Bowl.
But who does live? Does anybody else other than the Super Bowl do live content in 4K?
No, but the Super Bowl has the money to like put in the internet work, you know.
Yes, they have it. They do have everything you would need to do something like the Super Bowl. But if nothing else is broadcasting live in 4K, why are we looking for the Super Bowl to broadcast live in 4K? Now, hold on. Let me ask this question though. Before I actually go too deep into that, do any of the games get broadcast in 4K?
I mean, I don't know.
Like a Sunday night game or a Monday night game. You know what I mean? Like something like that, like the big games.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, when people go, other than gamers, the people that want to go for quality picture is the people that watch sports, right?
Yeah. He said he thinks last year's Super Bowl was in 4K. Then that's a problem. But everybody got a built-in excuse of why shit ain't like it was. You could just say there's COVID issues and call this shit a day. What you gonna say when they just say we had COVID issues so we can't broadcast in 4K? That's all they got to do. That may not be the actual answer, but that's a built-in excuse for everything. Are you late to work, man? I thought I might have COVID.
We can't broadcast on 4K because COVID sucked up all the 5G.
Yeah, so COVID and 5G, like big problems. We have big problems out here, big fella. He said apparently Fox broadcast some of their games in 4K since 2019. So I know they use 4K cameras and 5G to connect to stadiums, but I can't verify that regular season games are in 4K. I mean, it looks like Fox. So so now I'm on your side. If you could broadcast some games in 4K, you need to be able to broadcast the Super Bowl in 4K. Period.
Yeah.
There's no other reason around that. You should be, if you can broadcast a game in 4K, you should be able to broadcast in 4K. The Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl. And the only thing I'm here for is the G-Funk halftime show. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care who wins. I don't care who loses. I don't care about nothing. The G-Funk halftime show.
I thought you were about to say, I don't care who wins, I don't care who dies.
No, actually, the homie Gene Deal says that about Puffy. Puffy said that about Big and Tupac before they started dying. Mm-hmm. He actually said that, like, I don't care if these motherfuckers die. I just don't want to be involved with this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Gene Deal used to be the bodyguard for. He was one of the main bodyguards for Bad Boy, and he'd be telling all. Said, I don't have a dog in the fight, but it seems weird that Fox Thursday night games get 4K and the Super Bowl doesn't. That is weird. That is very weird. Yeah, do you want to try to cover some life stuff real quick, or do you want to just go into the content?
Well, I have one life thing, which is I posted the start of it in Discord, right? Well, the end wasn't so good.
Wait, you mean no rainbow? The meat that you had for your birthday?
Yeah, man. I for one, I don't know if because I went with a electric smoker because I wanted to tone in easily to a certain temperature and not have to like baby some fucking charcoal to. I mean, me. Hold on one second. Jesus Christ, fucking kid.
Hey, there go Chase again. Apparently, this is a kid thing. You know what? I'm not tripping. So I've heard the most unlikely news anchors say that they cannot wait for the halftime show. Bruh, G-Funk is everything. Like, even I know some dudes, right? I know some dudes who don't really sit on our side of the aisle when it comes to political matters. That love Chronic and Doggy Style, all of that kind of stuff that was coming out of California around that time. There will be bumping the Chronic in their pickup. Like this, the G-Funk is universal, dog. That's why you hear about some unlikely people. Let me tell you about an unlikely person. I saw this video, right? And if you go to my Facebook, I shared this video when I said, "Get it, Grandma." It's this older white lady, or she could have been a younger white lady, because you know some white people age like milk. It's true. Like I'm not stereotyping, but some you know, like the Olsen twins. You know what I mean? Like like whew. So that was mean. It was so mean. Hey, at least one of the Olsens came out of this okay. The one that's in the Marvel movies. But it's this older white lady, and she is jamming to something, and like you put your headphones on, and she is jamming to back that ass up. And let me tell you, Grandma, I call her Grandma because you look like a grandma. Grandma knows every word. And then like she's like making a salad or some shit. I don't know exactly what she's making, but then like she pulls out to the side and she starts twerking it a bit. She was like, you know, like throwing her back out, and I'm like, oh shit, Grandma got some moves. And she was on beat too. And then like while she was turning around, she stuck her tongue out, and I was like, oh, you've been hanging like, oh shit, since Paw passed away, you've been hanging out with the brothers and some sisters, because like that tongue out let me know she is down for the brown. Like she is about that life. And then, all right, so some of my Southern hip hop fans would know this, but you wouldn't because you don't like Southern hip hop. But she told at the end of that, while she was dancing, she told Alexa to play Mo City Don. Now, you have no idea what Mo City Don is, but like to all of my Southern hip hop fans, especially the people out of Texas, that's not something that you just like ask Alexa about. Like that's something you got to know about. You got to know about Mo City Don in order for it to be like a thing for you. You know what I mean? And she was about that life, and she knew all the words. She did not say the N-word the few times that it's in the song. So thank you, Grandma, for not saying the N-word, unlike Joe Rogan. That was mean. That was an unnecessary shot at Joe Rogan. You know what? I'm not even mad at Joe Rogan. You know why I'm not mad at Joe Rogan? And you know why I don't want to cancel Joe Rogan? Because I've never supported Joe Rogan in the first place. So ain't nothing for me to cancel. I can't cancel. I can't cancel something I never bought into.
Right.
That's just how I feel about the situation. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. All right, go ahead, do your life thing.
But yeah, I got an electric smoker because I wanted to me getting charcoal to like steady 225 degrees for like 8 hours just seemed like not something that would be fun. But apparently it might have been better because it get hot faster, and maybe there's some like windows that you close and open, like the airflow and whatnot. But this one, I could not get it past 175 degrees in the smoker or whatnot. And I just kept it going, I said maybe, and then I got it to where the internal of the meat was 140 after like 8 hours. But it should be 140 a lot sooner than that, and I wasn't really I wasn't safe about eating it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna take it back because, well, I had the thing wide open. Like on a griddle or like any sort of kitchen appliance, you have that, like a Fry Daddy, you have that knob that you turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much how it worked. I had it wide open, like all the way open, and it was like 175. So, and then yeah, it's cold outside. The thermostat might have been off, but even then, like if I couldn't hit, if it was 25 degrees lower, like hitting a 225 wide open, I don't think that should be right. That doesn't sound right. I should that's like a basic temperature for smoking, so it should be at least mid, right? So yeah.
I don't know very much about smoking, so I'm just going to agree with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about it. It's something I wanted to do because, for one, it made me sad because just taking that meat, even though I didn't feel right eating it, man, that shit smells so fucking good. I was throwing away something that smelled fucking good, man.
Yeah. And you had it like seasoned and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To the people listening at home, he showed us it before it was smoked, and like it had some seasoning. Like he had, brother had some rub on it. You know what I mean? Like it looked like it was gonna be a thing.
Yeah, I did start out with Boston butt, which is not that expensive, but it makes some good barbecue. You know what I mean? So I know I would have been so out of sorts. I would have probably slept in the bathtub for a while if I had fucked up a brisket or something expensive like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, so that didn't go so good. Max and Colleen still come over for a little bit just to hang out, and I didn't ask them to. They didn't have to, but gave me a little Xbox gift card, so I just got a few things that were on sale. And
bro, Max,
yeah,
I see your conversations every time you're getting ready to do a podcast.
Oh, you do?
I mean, I'm still in the other Discord.
Oh yeah.
I see your conversations every time. That's why you don't understand. You don't know that's why I asked you. I was like, you had a show today? Because I saw the conversation earlier. So yeah.
And that you probably saw some of the conversations about getting disconnected. That's another thing. Is like we had a little bit of scare with like some phone calls that were like all like suspect at best. Trying to like identity theft type shit, and so we got a LifeLock, and with LifeLock you get like Norton's antivirus shit and all that, which comes with a firewall. Apparently that firewall does not play well with fucking Discord, so I deleted that shit.
Yeah, I don't do no Norton's, bro. Like, whew. The problem with Norton's is they do the subscription shit now, so like they're always up your ass about renewing, and it's just a pain in the ass. Norton used to be the shit. Like it used to be everything that you wanted on your computer, and now not so much.
Yeah. So once I deleted it, did the podcast, didn't get disconnected at all. So yeah, but
check out Crucial Core. They doing a whole bunch of movies I never heard of, so I can't really speak on it, but I let Chase speak on it. Listen to Crucial Core because y'all are going through the movies of who?
David Lynch.
David Lynch. They're doing David Lynch. I have never heard of most of these movies. Some of them I may know them by name, but I've never actually seen the movies.
Well, we'll get to it in the podcast as well, but Lost Highway is Richard Pryor's last movie appearance before he died, which is a David Lynch movie. He had a very small part, but it seemed like he was enjoying himself in the movie.
Shout out to Richard Pryor, who understood the assignment and bowed out of Blazing Saddles before it actually got made. He was like, yeah, I'm just going to be here writing. I'm going to write. I don't want to star in the movie because he was supposed to star in Blazing Saddles. And yeah, it's not a movie you can do right now.
Right.
Not at all. Yet that was supposed to be him. He was supposed to be the sheriff. And he was just like, no, I'm just going to write. Wise decision, my dude. Wise decision.
But yeah, that's pretty much our...
Beardy said they're going to try and steal Chase's identity now that he's told everyone he has thrown meat away money. But look, it's also tax time. So
yeah. Well, I threw $11 away. That Boston butt was like $1.30 a pound. So yeah.
All right. So the only thing that I have, that's like it's like life related. Because most of my life is pretty much the same. But I've hung out a couple of times in the last couple of weeks with my ex, and everything was actually been pretty cool. And I don't know what's happening with your video. Now I can't see the video here, but I can see it on there. That's weird. I can see it on the stream. That's weird. But yeah, I hung out with my ex a couple of times, and the weird thing is, like, on Saturday, like I wasn't expecting to see her. I just happened to stop in. I went to Dollar Tree to go get some dishwashing things, surprisingly. I went to go get some dishwashing things. And I just needed a couple because I rarely use my dishwasher, as we just discussed. So are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. You weren't saying anything and I don't see your video anymore. So, but then, like, I'm standing there at the dishwashing things. I hear somebody over my shoulder go, "What are you doing here?" Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, okay. And I saw my ex there, and we had a conversation or whatever like that. She said she was going to go out to eat or whatever like that. And I just kind of went like, all right, cool. Like, I'll talk to you later kind of thing. It was just kind of like, it's like, it was almost as if the first part of the conversation was almost like seeing anybody you knew at the store. So I leave and I leave there. I pay for the couple things that I got and I go pay my rent. Then it hits me. It was just like, well, I could eat. So I pick up the phone and I call and I was just like, well, if you're going, I'll go with you. Why not? I paid my rent. I still had a little bit of money left. So I'm like, I could swing this. So I went out to eat and I thought it was pretty cool. And we hung out again. We went shopping. We went shopping, but I realized very quickly during the shopping session that our shopping is not the same. She pays way less in rent than I do, and she has way more money than I do. So her cart and my cart did not look the same.
Huh.
Not at all. I said, it was my ex-girlfriend. My ex-wife lives in Baltimore, Blue. Like, if I see her just randomly in a store, that is amazing. If I see my ex-wife at a store, that is absolutely fucking amazing. Even though I talk to my ex-wife almost every day. Yeah, man, that's the only thing life related I got. Most of the rest of my life is pretty much the same. There hasn't been like anything like really new happening. At work we started using a new system, and the new system is working out pretty well. And other than that, there's nothing else new going on in my life right now at all.
Word.
Okay. So this is pretty much going to be a Chase show. You know that, right? Like, you left a couple of times, but like, this is pretty much going to be a Chase show. We still live?
What happened?
I don't know. You just disappeared. Looks like you disappeared from the live too, and then it just came back.
All right.
I don't see me on the live anymore. There I am. There you are. Even though I can't see your video in Discord, I can see it on the stream. That was really odd. Everything just kind of fell away for a second. Right at the time while I was saying this is going to be a Chase-centric show, because I haven't done anything new. I'm playing basically the same games. I'm watching the same TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't really have anything like super new other than Boba Fett is amazing Except for when you really think about it, the last 2 episodes, there's been very, very little Boba Fett. These have been Mandalorian episodes, 100%. And it was just
like... The thing is, like, you would think that the Mandalorian himself would fill that void. You know what I mean? Because if they're like, oh, Boba Fett, I don't like the character. It's like, there wasn't much to the character Boba Fett in to begin with. You know what I mean?
And they made up all this shit. What
people think of Boba Fett is mostly that the armor looks cool. But the Mandalorian wears the same armor, but it's just not painted.
Let's say, here's the thing. Yes, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. I had my homeboy send me a message. It says, like, is the Mandalorian's armor made of something different than Boba Fett's armor? Because the Mandalorian's armor is shiny. And he meant that shit. Like, he was just like, yo, his armor is shiny. Why is Boba Fett's not shiny? I was like, I think he just painted it. I think it's still made out of Beskar. Like, they're both made out of Beskar. But, like, just like, he just painted his. Like, yeah. I don't think there's anything different. Like, Fett by himself has been decent, but, like, it's kind of like, man, okay, this is a spoiler, but you probably should have seen this by now. But, like, it's kind of like that Mandalorian episode when Luke shows up. You're like, oh shit, it's Luke. You know what I mean? Like the first time you see Luke show up in the Mandalorian and to come get Grogu, like it's like, oh shit, like that's amazing. That's Luke. And like the lead up to it, and like you're like, you know, because at first you don't know exactly who it is, and then you're like, no, that's definitely Luke, and you're like talking to yourself, and then he just, you know, takes off the hood, and the deep fake is pretty bad. So like the guy who did the deep fake, to the guy who did an updated deep fake for that Mandalorian episode, they hired him to do deep fakes for Boba Fett. They hired that dude. They was just like, well, you did really good at this, so we're gonna hire that dude. Mm-hmm. So the you know, the instances where they use that in this current series is a lot better. So yeah, so like, but it's just like the moment we saw the Mandalorian to start off that one episode a couple episodes back, it's just like, yo, it's fucking Mando, let's go. And then when he pulled out the dark saber, it's like, yo, he got the saber still. Let's do this. Yeah. Like that type of thing. You just kind of had that inner monologue where you're just kind of talking to yourself about shit like that. And it is like just those moments with Mando have been so much more impactful and completely overshadowed Boba Fett. Completely.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't watched any of it. We've been trying to get through some more of the Marvels. We just finished Loki. Yeah, we pretty much stopped after Captain Winter Soldier and Captain Falcon, and the
being Captain America.
Yeah. But
they say, hold on, wait. Fett is good, but it's been nothing but Mando. Mando has a more extensive armor though, right? Nope, it's the same. They both use Beskar. It's just Fett has his painted. They're trying too hard to build the Fett legend. Yes, I think that is true. And with the flashbacks and stuff like that, it's really kind of jarring for the Fett episodes of Fett. And the characterization with gravity is hard to do in a few episodes. Yes. Well, to be fair, we had more seasons to grow with Mando. Absolutely. Also, Mando didn't have a legend to live up to. He does now with the Darksaber. Like, come on, dog. Like, what are we talking about here? He doesn't have a legend to live up to. Like, he got a, you know what I mean? He got the Darksaber. He's supposed to be the leader of Mando.
Right. But I think what he means is that he doesn't have unrealistic expectations to live up to.
Because, like, let me tell you something. And this is something that I didn't think about until, like, way after the fact, right? The very first episode of Boba Fett, he gets surrounded. Some dudes with some shields. All right, cool. And they just kind of figure out their way and fight through, and, you know, eventually they get out. But, like, something in me was like, I'm forgetting something. Something doesn't seem right. They're surrounding this dude, right? Doesn't he have a fucking jetpack on? They're covering the top of him. Doesn't he have a fucking jetpack on?
Yeah.
He just used a jetpack.
Well, maybe he has bad memories with that jetpack.
Maybe. I mean,
that jetpack's what got him stuck at the Sarlacc pit.
I mean, they actually show what happened in the Sarlacc pit, which, I mean, they give you a little bit of it. Like, his backstory is like him hanging out with the Saiyan people and all the other stuff. Like, yeah, it's just some of the things are weird, but I'm looking forward to this week's finale. It's supposed to be the finale, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to figure out when we gonna get Omega. You watch the Bad Batch?
No.
I'm trying to figure out when the fuck we gonna get Omega in the story. Like, where is Omega going to fit in the story? Or is Omega already gone by now? Because Omega is basically a Fett's sister. So, like, when does she get to be a part of this? And like, I really want to see what a live action Omega turns into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you didn't watch the Bad Batch, so you don't know what I mean. All right, carry on. All right, you said you're just kind of watching that right now. I'm watching the same stuff. Talked about Boba Fett. Naomi has been really cool, but it's getting kind of weird because they're doing a whole lot of the first season. We're gonna answer one part of the question, but we're not really gonna answer the question. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're doing that, and I'm not a huge fan. Blue says, I should care more about Star Wars. I just don't. I really don't care that much about Star Wars. I really don't care for the movies very much. Like, I've seen the movies, but it's not like it's a situation where I've seen like the movies multiple times, like most fans. I watch a lot of YouTube videos to try to key me into what I missed when I watched.
You didn't watch them when you were like in grade school, to where it was like, to you, like this bigger than life thing that you've never seen before.
Right. I didn't watch the Star Wars movies until the Phantom Menace came out, and that was 01, right? 01?
97.
97. Yeah, I was in the 11th grade. Like, think about no fucking Star Wars. Like, I never watched any of the Star Wars until right before.
So for Star Wars, for you, it's kind of like anime for me. Like, I like it, and I there's definitely parts of anime that I really like, but for most people that like really got into Dragon Ball or like Naruto or stuff like that, I didn't get into that. I wasn't watching that shit when I was like 12. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't give a shit.
I watched Dragon Ball, but I thought they stretched out stuff way too long. Once they made it, I watched it on Toonami just like everybody else. And once they made it to the Boo saga, I was just like, yo, dog, he's getting worked by a piece of bubble gum. I'm out. This is stupid.
Yeah, because even JRPGs and stuff, like I after I like really got into Persona, I thought maybe I'm a JRPG fan now. And I tried other ones, and I'm like, no, I think I'm just a Persona fan. Like, other than that Scarlet Nexus, I like that a lot, but that was just really good combat. But every other one that I've really tried, I've not got into like I have Persona. So I think that was just a lightning in a bottle for me for JRPG.
All right, you want to talk games? Let's talk games.
Yeah, man.
I've only played The Division. In the last 2 weeks, I've only played The Division 2.
I see that. I actually joined the party when you were playing Division. I was just kind of there.
We were in New York, so like you joined a little bit late, and at that point, the homie Build, we were trying to help him get out of New York, because like once you start New York, you can't leave and go back to DC until you're completely finished with New York. So we were in the middle of trying to get him the fuck out of New York because we had already finished it.
Right.
Blue said he thought you liked Tales of Arise.
Arise? I have not played Arise. I did like Berseria, but I need to get back to it. But it definitely did not hit like Persona did for me. But I mean, I will say that the Tales games are good games, but they didn't hit for me like Persona did. So
while I was muted, because y'all were talking about JRPGs, and I was like, I'm just gonna mute and vape. I think somebody just got shot. I can confirm nor deny. I do live in Richmond, and somebody just popped off.
You need to come down here and live in the country, man.
No, thank you. I need street lights. And like living there brings me further away from my child. I would never do that. I would never go further away from my child.
Yeah, I hear that.
Unless I go home. Like, you know what I mean? Unless I go home, that brings me another hour further away from my child. But like, I would never go further away from my child. I would love to live. I would love to live in like the Carolinas and stuff like that because I think that the slow pace of a lot of places in Carolina would probably be my kind of living, you know what I mean? Because I'm a homebody, I don't bother nobody, I take care of my shit, I let you take care of your shit, and we all just live. I'm a live and let live kind of dude. I think that North Carolina would be a pretty good place for me, but I can't really think about doing anything like that until like at least my daughter's out of school. She figure out what she wants to do with her life. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. He said that's where he is. Him and his Blue said that him and his wife are thinking about moving once the youngest goes to college. Yeah, it's kind of like you feel like you kind of want to be stable for the school life right now, and then I mean, she already had to deal with the instability of dealing with her parents getting divorced. So, like, do you really want to add more to that? You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of how I feel about that. That's kind of how that's how I feel about that.
Yeah. What about like if they decided that they were going to relocate to like Florida, would you move with them to get closer?
No. I know they want to move to Pennsylvania, which is up a little bit, but they're waiting until basically the same amount of time.
Pennsylvania's up from Baltimore?
Yes.
I guess it depends on where in Pennsylvania, right?
Pennsylvania is above Maryland. What are we talking about here? Do you not know what the map looks like?
Well, I don't know much about New England, I guess. Well, let me see.
Pennsylvania doesn't count in New England?
Well, I mean, if it's above freaking Maryland, right? Maryland's New England?
Maryland is not New England, sir.
New England, it says Maryland. Yeah, Pennsylvania's above Maryland, so yes, okay. Maybe I was thinking Baltimore, like I was putting it in with New York and stuff, so sue me. Well, but
Pennsylvania sits on top of Maryland, kind of like how Blue in Oklahoma sits on top of Texas. It's Texas.
But New England, as of what this picture of New England on Wikipedia is the top of Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, and all that in Maine. So Pennsylvania is kind of right in there. So
I never thought of Pennsylvania as being, definitely not Maryland, being as part of like New England. I always thought it was like everything like, kind of New York, New Jersey.
Maybe it's from who you talk to, because that map, there's another map that starts at Connecticut and Massachusetts and all that, doesn't even include New York.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought New England was. Like, it's weird. Is I guess it's your interpretation, but that's
because I would include New York and New England. But this map doesn't. But then the other map includes fucking Pennsylvania. So I guess there's not a science on what New England is.
I'm guessing not.
I mean, really, if you really think about it, New England should be everything that's like the original colonies, because that would be New England, So, but which would include Virginia, right? So,
but then again, Virginia was also the capital of the Confederacy. So like when it's time to break away, we call ourselves something different. But also like the weird thing is, it's weird because like some people have the Mason-Dixon line as the top of Maryland. The Mason-Dixon line is the top of Maryland, so it's like Maryland on down.
So Maryland's part of the South? Yeah, that's weird.
According to the Mason-Dixon line, in some places, Maryland is a part of the
Okay, here's the thing. We're all freaking Americans. Stop this. Like, oh, I'm Southern. I'm like, no, you're an American. Stop that shit.
I believe I'm Southern, and I like being Southern. I don't believe that I have an accent until I'm somewhere like New England. If I go to New England, I immediately sound like I have an accent. Like, it's like, I don't think that I have an accent, but it's almost like if I go to like the few times when I was married and I went to Massachusetts or whatever like that, it's almost as like every place that I walked into, I kind of went, y'all want a sweet tea? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I said that because they were just like, you're not from around here, are you? Like, you know what I mean? You're not from around here. Like, you got an accent. And I'm like, I don't have an accent. What are you talking about? And it was like, nah, dog. You have an accent. And I'm just kind of like, I didn't say anything crazy. I don't think I have very much of an accent, but like people say it. The moment I leave the area, and I feel at home going south. I feel right at home going south. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, all I played really was the Division. I haven't played really anything else. The Division 2 to be exact. And me and my homeboy playing together. Like we went through New York in the past week, and then started doing some of the other content. And then we helped the homie Build joined us for a little bit, and so we helped him get out of New York. And shout out to the homie Bill Maintenance. Like Bill Maintenance has been around for a long time. Like he was asking me about everybody like Blue and all of them. And I did not know Bill Maintenance was a grown ass man. Bill Maintenance is like 60 years old. Like he was talking about hanging out with his grandkids and shit. I was like, holy shit. I did not realize Bill was that old. But yeah, shout out to the homie Bill Maintenance. And yeah, that's all I've really done. Have you played anything?
Yeah, I finished Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was really good. It was a lot longer than I thought a game like that would be, like a linear, standard type of game. I finished it at 23 hours, but it never felt like I played it that long. I always felt like, oh, I just started playing this, man. I should get back to playing it. I've been out to look at it. I was like, damn, I've been playing this for 14 hours. Like, Jesus Christ, I have put some hours into this shit. But it's a really good game, and it had a fake out ending. So if you get roll credits, don't just like exit out of the game. It's like just keep it going. So because I almost exited out of the game, but then I decided, well, I'll just let the credits go because there was still some talking and stuff. And I started Life is Strange True Colors. I haven't really got too far in that, but I did start it.
I don't know anything about that one, but I did add to my watch later Everything Great About video. They're just kind of going to go through the story and kind of talk about the high points anyway. So I figured I'd just do that because I'm not going to play the game. If I never actually got around to playing the first game, I was not about to play this one.
Yeah, I heard that a lot of people are really... this happened with the Grand Theft Auto too, to where like, how are you going to like make the remaster significantly worse than the original? Like what are you doing? Like you had one job, it's just to make a game that is already there look a little bit better, and you fuck it up. Like apparently the Life is Strange. I mean, that's not a game to where I thought would have like a lot of moving parts, like a Cyberpunk or something like that. You know, and like apparently like there's parts to where the off sync, things aren't going right, like text like, oh, you can't rewind past here, but just stay on the screen. Sometimes like when the subtitles would just be in straight up HTML. I'm like, wow. And that's
bad.
They're like charging like full price for that shit, and like it's better just to play the original. And apparently even without the glitches and stuff, the remaster itself, yeah, it might look a little bit better lighting wise or whatnot, but it's definitely not what you would consider like a remaster would be, like significantly better. But to me, Life is Strange isn't really something I would think that would merit really a remaster anyway. It's just kind of an art style game.
Yeah, it's not graphically intensive or anything like that. So
right.
I don't know. It's just, I mean,
it's pretty, but like,
I'm kind of sick of remasters. I know that they're gonna do the current gen version of Cyberpunk and all of this other stuff. I'm just kind of like not here for remasters at this point. Like,
they're just doing it so wrong. Like, I mean, yeah, like I don't mind things. I don't want things just to disappear from shelves. You know what I mean? And like, oh, you can't find a copy of so and so because we're in the digital age, so that shouldn't really be a problem anymore. But it just sucks that they're constantly making a new version of The Godfather in like 4K or whatever, and it looks great. But then a video game, they're trying to do the same thing and they're just fucking it up.
Yeah, sucks. So I'm guessing you didn't really enjoy the game that much.
Well, that was not True Colors. That was the remaster.
Remaster.
Yeah, but I didn't get that. I'm glad I didn't. Well, it came with the definitive edition or the extra edition of True Colors, but I didn't get the extra edition. But
didn't they do a remaster of Blood Dragon? The new
I thought that I think so, but I have the original version, and I don't know if it's like actually on the store or if that's just something you have to get with Far Cry 6. Which I did play some of Far Cry 6. I got that on Epic Games, which I because new Ubisoft, unless you're like getting it on console, if you get it on computer, you either get it through the Ubisoft store or Epic Game Store. It's not on Steam anymore. So I got on Epic Game Store because they just had a sale, and with Epic Games, the one transaction you can do an extra $10 off, like a coupon. So I got it for like $20 off of like 60. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. But I played a little bit of it, but I didn't really want to dive into it until I was done with Guardians, and then I kind of just dove into Life is Strange, which that shouldn't really take me too long, and then I'll really dive into Far Cry 6.
I hear you.
It's good so far.
Okay. Oh, you got anything else? Because I really, like, I haven't done anything new. So, like, I don't really have much to talk about that I haven't already, like, spoken about. Except for, like, if you really want me to expound for 15 minutes on how much I really like playing The Division. Like, do you really want to hear that again? Like, listening audience, do you really want to hear that again? No, you really don't. And they've already said they're not doing cross-play, which really sucks because that means I can't actually play the game with Blue and, you know, some of the other people that I know that have it on PC, which really sucks.
Well, my Xbox is in the bedroom now, so...
Yeah, you have to let me know what level you're on. I might have to delete another character and start over because all of my characters are like max level, except for I have one character that's max level for the base game that has not been to New York. All the rest of my characters have been through New York, and I can't play anything with you with that character.
All right, well, I have a little news here. What we were just talking about. I don't know about the remaster of Blood Dragon, but when I searched up Blood Dragon on Epic Game Store, at least the original version of Blood Dragon is free right now. So if you want to pick it up, I don't know how long it's going to be free, but it's free on the Epic Game Store, which is not on the first page. It's not one of the free games. So, never mind. Scratch that. It just said
it's free if you buy it with the thing, right?
It's free if I have wait a minute, but I didn't get the season pass of Far Cry 6 because this is on the Far Cry 6 season pass, and you get Blood Dragon for free. Claim now, and but I just got it for. So I don't know what that was about. So yeah, check if you want to play Far Cry Blood Dragon. Check the Epic Game Store and see if it's free for you, because I don't know why it was free. If it's not, then it was because of Far Cry 6. But yeah. But I mean that's pretty much it for me.
I'm going to tell y'all something about my vaping journey. I have broken 3 drip tips in 2 weeks. My drip tip I had today completely shattered. So, like, all today...
Are you just dropping them?
Yeah, these shits fall all the time, let's be honest. But all this morning, I had to vape without a drip tip. So I'm just like... Like, you know what I mean? I have to do everything without a drip tip.
So, but then that's the reason you didn't want that other tank it back in the day, because you said the drip tip was too small and felt like you're putting the whole thing in your mouth. Now you're having to do that shit.
Yeah. So what happened was I went to the vape shop, right, and went to buy a drip tip, and they didn't have an 810. All they had was 510s.
All right.
Sucks, but okay. And then, so the guy found an 810 and just gave it to me. So he was just like, you can have it. And I'm like, all right, cool. But like, now I feel like I need to buy something.
Right.
So I bought some coals, right? So I'm at the counter, and lady goes, well, it's Monday, so you know it's 20% off juice. I'm like, fuck, you gonna make me buy some juice. So I got the new Cloud Nerds flavor, this watermelon berry. And of course, mine is iced, and it is fantastic. I really like this. I might wait till Monday when I get another 20% off, and might go get me another one. So, but yeah, don't break your drip tips, guys. That's like, you know, innuendo and not innuendo. I mean, don't break your drip tips. Words from Scarfinger. You.
So if I asked you, you're like, "Hey, did you break your vape?" And you're like, "No, just a tip."
Just a tip. Don't break your drip tip, guys. All right, so I think that's good. I really wish I had more to talk about, but like I really haven't watched a lot. Peacemaker has been really good. It's been surprisingly good. Like I've been very surprised on how much I've liked Peacemaker, and it's gotten better with each episode has gotten better.
I liked Loki. Did you like Loki?
I really enjoyed Loki, and I love that last episode was great.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, the last episode of Loki was great. So what are you on to next?
Black Widow.
Okay.
Because that would be next.
Black Widow was okay. It's kind of like in the time. It's kind of like in the time. Blue. He said, "Don't break my tip." I can do that. Super easy. Billy and inconvenience. Shout out to my man Ryan with the YouTube videos. That's what I was saying. It's clearly Black Widow chronologically takes place like kind of in the middle of everything. It takes place after Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're watching this movie now, way after the fact, but like it takes place like after Civil War, but before Infinity War type thing.
So you think it would have been better if it came out then?
No, I think it would have been a better movie if they actually gave Natasha the proper goodbye like she fucking deserved. And they needed to do that shit in the fucking movie. The way that you did that shit for Tony, you needed to do one for Natasha, because when everything fucking fell apart, Natasha held this fucking everything. She held all this shit down herself. Everything came through her. And she needed the proper fucking goodbye. And the MCU did her dirty as fuck. And this movie was not enough. This movie was not enough to do this shit after the fact that takes place at a time before everything that happened, before she sacrificed herself. Of course, that's spoiler alert, but like you should know this by now. I don't think that the movie is what the MCU should have done for her. But then again, like all this stuff with the multiverse, they could find a way to bring a version of her back.
Hell yeah, Scar.
I mean, there's already talks that they're going to bring Iron Man back. And there's a joke going around that, Sticky Fingers from Onyx. You know Onyx, the rap group?
Yeah.
You know he played Blade for a little while for a Blade TV show.
Really?
Yes.
What?
There was a Blade TV show and he played Blade for a while.
What network was that on?
Was it like on TNT or something like that? I can't remember. It's on one of those like that. There's a rumor that they're trying to get him to come back because it's a multiverse thing and you can make him come back as Blade. Even though, yeah, it was one season on TNT, and I like that shit. Because, you want to know how I like that shit? Why I like that shit? Because Sticky Fingers didn't have to do much acting. Blade didn't talk very much. So, like, he didn't have to do anything. So, like, that was cool. Shout out to Sticky Fingers, man. Great, one of the greatest rappers that never get his due. At 5. I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, they technically can bring her back for, like, a cameo or something like that, and all when all of this multiverse shit starts happening. So, however that works out, I mean, you can pretty much do anything at this point after Spider-Man. You can pretty much do anything.
Right.
You still haven't watched Spider-Man yet?
No.
You need to do that.
I was trying to get caught up.
You need to do that. Like, really. Super need to do that. I know you want to get caught up, but you need to watch Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. You need to watch Spider-Man No Way Home. It is fantastic. And Andrew Garfield is a G. On that note, we can roll out of here.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for listening. Again, I know geeksonraw.com. I can't remember the last time I looked at that website. Click on the link. Come to the Discord. Come holler at your boys. And I think our social media and stuff is in the show notes. You should do those. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank y'all for checking us out. Shout out to Blue. Shang-Chi was enjoyable. Yes, it was. I enjoy Shang-Chi.
Yeah, that's one I really want to get to because I watched like a quarter of it at my brother's house and I fell asleep. Not because I fell asleep on the movie, but I just got done flying and I was fucking exhausted. But he said I was sleeping he was like, "Are you okay? You want to get to bed?" I'm like, "I'm good, I'm good." He was like, "I was sleeping like in the couch, sitting up, but like with my head upside down, like a freaking dog." He was like, "You look super uncomfortable," but I was fucking out.
Okay. Yeah, Shang-Chi is enjoyable. The Eternals is not as bad as everyone says.
Hey, things being not that bad. Like, I mean, I loved like Captain Marvel, and actually Amber loves Captain Marvel, and she's like, "I don't understand why people hate Captain Marvel," and I'm like, I just tell her man babies. That's it.
Or she pissed off white dudes before the movie came out.
Yeah.
That's why it's a big deal. She pissed off white dudes. So, yeah. So you still got some very enjoyable things to come. I did not hate the Eternals like a lot of people did. I thought it was pretty enjoyable for what it was. And I look forward to hopefully seeing them around in something else, whether it's the Multiverse of Madness or something else. At least seeing one or two of them just kind of show up into stuff would be interesting. Here's what I think. I think that the Eternals should have been a mini-series. It should have been a Disney Plus mini-series. I'm sorry. If it was a Disney Plus mini-series.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to... they were doing that during the pandemic, and, you know, when it comes to series, that's a lot, and a lot of people to catch up on, you know, you're like, okay, well, now I gotta watch season 1 of this, which is, you know, 6 episodes of an hour each. That's 6 hours versus a movie. So it's, you know, it is a more of a larger investment to watch through all of, you know, WandaVision or something than to watch.
Nah, see, here's the thing.
But I agree. I agree that, like, I think like video games, comics are better as shows because you can really flesh things out more. But I think that's why is that they want to get back to how the MCU was with movies and stuff.
Have you seen how mid Halo looks? Like, I know we're going long, but have you seen how mid Halo looks? Halo looks like some straight mid.
Dude, like I was watching G4 and the Black Agave says something so right, dude. Like that.
You always surprise me that that's how you pronounce that. He's always been the Hokage to me. He's always been the Black Hokage. Like I don't know why he's like. It's weird. It's weird, bro, because I don't really watch his content that much, like, you know, previous to him being on G4.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just watched it on G4, but he said like some things like look really good, and then some things look Sci-Fi Channel as shit. And I'm like, that is I couldn't figure out what it was, and I'm like, that is so true. That is exactly like what I was thinking in my mind. I just couldn't put
a lot of people are complaining about Cortana, which I don't have a problem with Cortana being played by Jen Taylor. I have no issues with Cortana being played by Jen Taylor herself. They were like, well, if you can get her back to play Cortana, then you should have got the voice of Master Chief. Man, baby. Like, it's like, come on, dog. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? They got porn stars from Orange is the New Black. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I heard him speak. He sounded pretty cool. Like, it didn't sound exactly like Master Chief, but it was close enough to where I could suspend my disbelief. I mean, he's a walking fucking tank and billions of dollars of armor on. Like, I have to suspend my disbelief to be here in the first place.
But you've got, like, and if people were like, oh, I want it to be like the video game stuff, you would not like that. Like, video games move differently. If you adapted a video game exactly to the screen, it would be weird and confusing. Because I remember, like, one of the closest thing to a video game, I think, was actually the Silent Hill movie to a Silent Hill movie. And then people that watched the Silent Hill movie that didn't know much about the games were like, okay, half this movie she's just kind of like wandering around lost. Like, I don't know what's going on. And we were like, that's how it is in the game. It's like pretty accurate to me.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
but I know what you mean. My only problem with the Halo series is I'm not buying a new service to watch this.
Is it Paramount Plus? Well, we already have that because, well, you don't have kids in the house, Paramount Plus is great for kids because it has all the fucking Nickelodeon shit you ever want. Okay. You know what I mean? So,
and also the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show is going to be on Paramount Plus, which looks like trash. I'm sorry, I've seen All American. This doesn't move me, dog. So we'll figure that out. I might, if I can get it on like some Fire Stick shit or something like that, then all right, cool. But I'm not getting Paramount Plus for this. I'm not. It's not going to be worth it for me.
Right.
And they already said that they're going to differ from games and the other expanded universe stuff. So this TV show, the Halo TV show, is just going to be its own thing, and I'm not really looking that much forward to it. And Blue hit it right on the head. Cortana is what she is because CG is expensive and time consuming. Exactly. If Jen Taylor can look the part, even partially, you know what? She can do it. She was already doing the voice. Hell, in Halo Infinite, she's doing the voice of 3 damn people.
But that's the thing. That's happening in video games too. Like there's some things that we've seen at E3 that I'm like, oh, that don't really look that good. But like people are like excited about it. Like but it's like when things get too realistic, for some reason, like the movements, it's like everything looks realistic, but the movements don't look quite right, and I'm like, that looks weird. So I think things could.
You could have just easily said Uncanny Valley and called that a day.
Well, yeah, but Uncanny Valley, I think of like faces and stuff, not like.
No, Uncanny Valley it looks really nice, but just something about it doesn't quite make it look and feel real. It's just something about it, like
it makes like
that Final Fantasy movie that looked great at the time. That probably looks like trash now, but like their dead ass eyes.
Yeah, like and sometimes like when things look realistic within gameplay. There's a lot of animations, and it just seems like, oh, I'm about to die because I got to go through this like realistic animation of me like lunging or whatever. I'm like, I think things need to come back, dumb down on the graphics a little bit, and focus on gameplay because I don't know, man. Some of this shit, I'm like, and then you have all this money through this project or whatever, and it comes out as a solid 7 out of 10. I'm like, all that money for a 7 out of 10, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but we need to wrap this up because I'm hungry.
So, all right, man. Well,
thank y'all for checking out the show. We'll be back in your ear holes in another 2 weeks. I was on Game Enthuse Thursday. So go check out that episode of Game Enthuse. Check out Crucial Core, talking about a whole bunch of movies I've never heard of. And I still have not even tried Rainbow Six Extraction. I don't know if I'm going to.
I have it installed if you want to try it with somebody.
Everyone is saying it's trash. And I don't even know if I still have it installed because I needed to clear space because I got some friends who want to play Destiny, and Destiny is 92 fucking gigs download.
Well, I mean, I'll play Destiny with you. If you're on with some friends and you need a third or something, I'll be down. But I'm
not looking forward to that. I'm really not because I don't have all of the I don't have all of the DLC stuff. So
yeah. Well, one last thing is like the Back 4 Blood. It didn't mesh with us because it was like Left 4 Dead, but it was like everything on the screen at once. But then it seems like Extraction is like focusing on stealth, and we already have Get the Fuck Out or whatever GTFO that seems to be feeling that itch, but that stealth kind of thing, but seems to be doing it better than Extraction, and that game's been out for a while in that early access.
I don't like stealth. That's possibly the reason why I haven't tried this shit yet. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of Division when I do play stuff, so yeah. All right, so that's us. We'll be back in your ear holes in 2 weeks. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Bearden and Blue for being in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's going to say something to us after the fact. Mike J, holla at your boy. I think we're out of here. Talk to the Warriors, yo.
Peace out.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Look, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.